It's morning, and that means it's time for Rotten Mornings. The best way to start your morning off rotten.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Rotten Mornings.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning, Matt?
I'm doing super. Duh.
Oh, yeah, it says that right here in the script. I could have just read it.
Yeah, it's right there. I sent you a copy of everything I'm going to say. I don't understand why this is so hard for you.
Don't even know why I need you here.
Yeah, you could literally just read what I sent you. I mean, I write your lines too. Don't act like I don't.
Okay, this next line, what am I supposed to... I'm Matt.
That's it. Nailed it.
Oh, man. It is October 15th.
It is. And this is episode number 15. Isn't that ironic?
Dude, it's crazy. We're a third of the way through.
Oh, God.
How you feeling about everything so far? Just everything.
Honestly, the craziest day was probably the 13th because it was the 13th, right?
Right.
And hear me out. It was episode 13 of the podcast, right?
That's right.
It was also episode 13 of Rotten Strips. Now, how many things line up? 3 13s. That's something right there.
Yeah. You're right.
So I'm just saying that's pretty ironic.
I think so too. And if we're still doing the nope, we won't be November 13th. No podcast.
No, please don't write that. Don't write that promise to anybody.
Yeah.
We're taking sabbatical in November.
Yeah. October, or I guess November 1st, will be going dark for ever. That's the plan. That is the plan. So let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff we saw yesterday on the 14th.
On the 14th, correct? Yes.
We are nailing it.
Ironically, we had episode 14 of the podcast. That's pretty crazy.
It's so weird.
Talk about synchronicity, right?
That's right. What did we talk about in that podcast?
I believe we talked about what you said was UFOs. I believe they commonly call them unidentified flying objects.
Yeah.
That had to be the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. Unidentified objects, commonly known as UFOs.
Hey, it was factual.
It is factual. That's true.
Yes, and took away nothing from the story. Oh, yeah, I think if you just heard us just talk about that episode, you heard more about UFOs than we talked about in that episode.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
But hopefully you understand what the letters U, F, and O actually stand for.
Well, I know the F part and U.
Yeah.
Oh! Okay, so what else did we see yesterday, the 14th?
Yesterday, the 14th, we saw episode 14.
That's right.
Wow. Holy shit, I didn't even know it was episode. That damn, 3 more. 14 on the day, 14 the morning podcast, and 14 the strips. It's crazy.
Kind of obsessed with this thing, aren't you?
I'm just saying, it's ironic, Scott.
No, you know what? It is. That's fair.
But yeah, I had to say that your episode tonight, I would say, is probably one of the funniest episodes you've done. If I had watched it,
I feel the same way. I unfortunately ran out of time between like sending it off to the editor and waiting for confirmation for it to get uploaded. I didn't get to watch it.
Huh. That's crazy. Well, like me and Brandy, like legitimately laughed our asses off, right? At this video we were watching right before it hit 7:00, and you told me that it was uploaded, and then we walked by.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I'm kidding. Your episode was literally probably one of the funniest episodes you've done. You really undersold that one.
I'm glad to hear it. I can't wait to see it.
The editor actually did a pretty good job.
Well, we won't be firing him then.
Yeah, I probably need to do the podcast with him from now on too.
That's fair. Well, guys, I've enjoyed doing the podcast. This has been a lot of fun for me, guys.
You're a liar.
That's true. It doesn't fun at all.
So yeah, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
And today we have what you're listening to right now, this episode of Rotten Mournings about UFOs.
Hey, before we jump into that, Matt, was there anything else on yesterday, the 14th?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Was there?
Nope. I was confused and thinking yesterday the 14th was a Thursday, which has a different color. Yeah.
It's Thursday's tomorrow.
We were doing so well until I started thinking.
Yes. So today, Thursday, God, how is it so complicated for us? Like literally, I'm sitting here like, did he just say that yesterday was episode 14? That doesn't make any sense. Yes. Oh, right. Yeah, correct. I just don't know numbers well. That's all.
Yeah. We don't know what day we're in.
No clue. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Is that a symptom of coronavirus?
Yeah, I hope not. Jesus. I think it's just a symptom of being older than shit.
That's fair. Okay, so coming up today.
So today, Thursday, the 15th.
Nailed it! First try, one take.
First try. Well, of course, you're listening to this now. Following this at 5:00, we will have We Are Not Alone. And I honestly, I cannot remember who's the host on that one. Forgive me. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I think it's the one that I had trouble with the audio on, that one.
Okay. So it's
I think
the
it's
podcast episode.
I think it might be Super Chris. Yeah, it's exactly like the podcast. So get ready to enjoy some more of this.
Perfect.
And then after that, we'll have episode 15 of Rotten Strips.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we will have the second episode of Grim Storytime.
It sounds like today is going to be a good day.
Today is going to be a great day. Tomorrow.
I think we hit the marks there, Matt. We discussed what happened.
Yes.
And then we discussed what's coming up today.
We did a great job. We stumbled over the days like we always do. So go ahead and put a mark in that box.
That's fair. Let me ask you this though. Just like we normally don't do this, but we do have the weekend coming up. Do you already have haunts planned?
I don't necessarily have a haunt planned this weekend. I am definitely going to haunts. I believe I will be going to Nightmare at 308. I believe I will try to go to possibly the Spook Trail. And I will possibly try to go to Mountain Creek. Those three are on my hopefully going to be able to do this weekend list.
That's fun. Friday night, if everything goes well, there is a haunt I've been trying to get to. I cannot remember going to a Mississippi haunt, and I will be in that area later on Friday night, so I'm hoping to hit the one in Meridian.
Awesome.
Yeah. The one that I really want to hit, though, is called Terror on the Coast. And I hear just great stuff about that. But it's on the coast in Mississippi, which I'll be more north. But I want to hit this one in Meridian.
Is Terror in the Woods in Mississippi?
There,
Or Woods of Terror?
yes, there's
that's the one I hear the most about, because DCC has done extensive work there, and a bunch of other people.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got a lot of friends that are on that. I say friends, people I know from Facebook that have followed us that actually work at Woods of Terror. I believe it's called Woods of Terror.
Awesome. And guys, if you're listening to this and want to correct us on that, please tell us more about that haunt, because
yes, please do. I haven't seen or heard, like, I don't know. I know what I've seen and heard from people, but I don't know much about the haunt in a whole sense.
Yeah, and it's rare, like the whole Rotten crew getting to a lot of the out-of-state haunts. We've done haunts in Tennessee, and we've done haunts in Georgia all together as a group. And then independently, we've kind of hit some other states. But hopefully this will be a good one, and we'll get a good review out of it. Yes,
that'll be great. It'll be great you pumping a couple of new reviews out so we can fill some more time.
Yeah, and I still have some unfinished reviews. I was looking through some old footage, so we may be able to contribute something to that too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, did we ever release the one you did from Popes?
I think we actually released that as an episode, because I did the you guys snap trick, and it snapped into me, and you guys disappeared.
Oh, right. Yep. Right.
Yeah, but I didn't, unless I'm mistaken, New Orleans Nightmare I didn't get, and I don't know that I got Netherworld. I don't know that we actually did an episode from me reviewing Netherworld.
Yeah, we didn't.
Hopefully I get to make that haunt this year. Anyway, guys, please come check out haunts. If you guys have seen a haunt that you guys are crazy about, and we're not currently scheduled to go to, let us know. We want to see haunts. We're short on time, as far as we can only be in so many places at one time, but we want to send some people out and check out haunts and see what it's all about, because it's our favorite thing.
Yeah, and feel free to, if you go to a haunt, shoot a little video about what you think of it and the place, and send it to us, and we'll throw you up there. We'll put you on the site, man.
Absolutely. Guys, after the break, we will be coming back with the strange part of the podcast. And if you're not joining us for that, hey, Matt, right here at the end, I have to throw this out. I got a message from a lady who's been to haunts with us before, who listened to the podcast, and she said, "Hey, I heard the podcast, and you can call me out and tell people I do not listen to this podcast." So thank you, Scarlet Storm, for that.
Yes, thank you, Scarlet. That's awesome.
She's like, yeah. Let people know that I definitely don't listen to the podcast.
I definitely want to see her in some more of our stuff. Scarlet's awesome.
You will be seeing her in some more of our stuff soon.
And also, guys, you guys go check her stuff out. Scarlet Storm.
Yeah, actually performing in Birmingham next week.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
On the where's that at, and what's the date on that?
Don't get me lying. I think it's Friday night at Black Market Bar.
Yeah, and it's called like trick or treat or something. Yeah, that's awesome. Y'all check that out, man. She is awesome, like on everything.
She is. Mm-hmm. Cool. We're gonna jump out of here. You guys have a rotten morning.
Have a rotten morning, guys. Whatever you're doing right this minute, stop it and look into the sky. Is it a man? Is it a moth? No. It's a vaguely man-sized, somewhat moth-themed thing. Tonight, we discuss something that is a moth, but also a man, from one of the eeriest places on Earth, West Virginia. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads.
Okay.
I just wanted to do that.
That's right. We like to start out this section of this podcast with copyrighted material so it can never air.
Don't worry, it's free copyright. I made sure before I thought it.
Oh, great. Excellent. I can wipe the sweat off my brow. Guys, today's topic, if you heard from our little lead in there and then the musical interlude, is very terrifying if you are a street lamp or a wool sweater.
Ooh.
We are, of course, talking about Mothman.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Before you start this topic, I might have got the wrong text message.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I studied up on what you told me the topic was going to be for tonight. But you must have misspelled something, because I did a lot of research on the old Square One TV show. I watched a lot of old episodes of Mothman.
Right.
And I thought that's what this was going to be about.
That was a deliberate typo.
Well, I guess I don't know anything about the Mothman. What's Mothman?
Well, so he's a superhero who does math.
You know what? That's what people come here for. They come to learn things.
That's well, it's probably not going to get any better than that, guys.
That's our episode on Mothman. We hope you enjoy. Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm past it. Let's go on.
You feel good?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm there.
Okay, good. So this superhero. So there's a lot of stories about the Mothman, and depending on like which route you go, the Mothman story has like a couple of different supernatural beings that are not just the Mothman. I mean, the story can involve like Men in Black and different things like that. But the I guess what most people consider the first kind of sighting were these 5 or 6 grave diggers who saw a man-shaped moth fly over the cemetery as they're digging a grave.
Yes, and I heard it flew in the air for about a solid minute from tree to tree.
Mm-hmm. And that story didn't come out at first. The first story I think that came out was these 2 couples who had gone over kind of on a date out.
Yes, it was actually the name of the driver of the car was, oh gosh. Oh man, are you kidding me? I wrote it down and I
threw it away.
Oh, it was Roger Scarborough.
Roger Scarborough actually played the original Mothman in the Square One television program.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's all connected.
Wow, what a circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so Roger Scarborough and another couple were driving down the road, and what did you say happened?
Well, they saw something in their headlights, and they couldn't really identify it. And then as they get closer, they saw this man-shaped thing. They thought it was a man, but then it had like red glowing eyes, and then they thought it was wearing a cloak. But as it spread its cloak, they determined that to be wings.
Now, I heard in that particular story, when that story came out, that the sheriff of the town was diehard about the fact that it was just a heron that was in the area that he called a shit poke.
Right.
And I'm not familiar with what a shit poke is.
You've never been to prison.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, I'm putting that one in my dream journal.
A man can dream, can't he? Yes, there are herons that are extremely large creatures, and they do have red around their eyes. So if you're not familiar with this bird and then you saw it, it can be not exactly the same height as what these guys described, but also they're not as dark as what they describe the Mothman to be. So it is a possibility of a solution.
Did you hear what scientists say it possibly was?
A shit poke?
No, they say it was a sandhill crane.
Okay.
Possibly a sandhill crane. Again, I have no clue what a sandhill crane looks like either.
Mm-hmm. There's also an owl, unless I'm mistaken, that fits the size and would have the wingspan.
Is that weird looking bird that kind of looks like an emu?
No, this one looks like we make the weirdest references, Matt. But the news anchor from Sesame Street.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what this owl kind of looks like.
Looks like an emu boned a toucan, and it just looks like it just stands there and looks at you like pissed off.
Oh, you broke up just a little bit there, man.
That bird that looks like an emu boned a toucan, and it just kind of sits there and stares at you like all pissy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what those are called, but they look like Muppets, like in real life.
They do. They look like a somebody crafted that, and it's a joke animal.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the platypus, if you will.
Yeah, a platypus is not real. That has been a ongoing joke that people have played for years.
Yes, just like the dodo.
That's right.
And the albatross.
And llamas.
And llamas.
I don't even know if there are real animals.
I don't think there are real animals. I think it's all just a propagated idea that National Geographic keeps getting us to pay for their garbage, politic, animal crap. And I'm done.
I'm over it.
Nat Geo, more like something else that's funny.
More like I've got nothing. More like Nat Zero.
Nat Zero. Right, oh, high five. You're not here. I miss my friends.
I miss my friends so much. Oh my gosh. So, like, here's the thing. If you and I were in an area or driving, to one of these haunts that we go to, and we're in a dark area and we see something by the side of the road that is like a man dressed in all dark clothes, and then it turns and looks at us and it has like large glowing red eyes, would that be enough?
Enough to what?
To like, hey, something's wrong here.
Well, I don't know about you, but if I saw something standing in the road that was like 7 foot tall with a black cloak and red eyes, I'd try to fuck it.
I think you do know about me, and samesies.
Oh, that's what you're asking? Well, then hell yeah, girlfriend.
Anyway, guys, I'll be right back. I'm working on my eyes glowing in the dark.
Is that what you call that?
They're pretty red right now.
So yeah,
good times.
Oh,
good times. I mean, good times. Yeah. So I don't know. I think like that story is enough. It's just bizarre to me that people continue to see this thing that they think is a man, and then it spreads its cloak and that's wings, and I'm like, okay, maybe that looked like wings, but consistently in these stories they're like, and then it flew.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now wait a minute.
Yeah.
We've done this thing where we're, even when I'm stumbling. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When you're young and you're laying in bed and you look over at that pile of clothes in your chair and you're like, that looks like a person sitting in that chair.
Definitely.
Right? Okay, so we've had that experience where something, and then we talk about this thing a lot where we see faces where there aren't faces. We try to make faces out of stuff.
Yeah, there's a scientific term for that.
Yes, and we don't know it.
No, I cannot remember it.
So I want to chalk up a lot of this to people seeing something and they're saying, "Oh, that looked like a man," and it wasn't a man. But then the problem is that this man then flies.
Yeah.
And that's where my belief breaks down.
Pareidolia.
You know? Oh.
Pareidolia is the term. And I personally think pareidolia works just like a term as a cognitive dissonance. I think pareidolia can be more than just faces. I think that's the connection to what makes you comfortable so you continue to make it real.
Matt, I want to tell you about this experience I had not too long ago. I'm driving home from work, and at work we wear like high-vis clothing, right?
Right.
And I'm going through an area. This is super late at night. I've worked probably 20 hours. I'm just spent on the road. I'm trying to find a rest area to pull over, go to sleep. But I'm seeing these traffic cones, and my vision is like blurred, and I cannot stop seeing a person. Like the cones are like almost humans like height.
Yeah.
Right? So I keep seeing them like move in my vision as if it's a person wearing a high-vis person like walking out in front of my car.
Yeah. That literally happens to me all the time.
Dude, telling that story just now, I got chills because that's how real it was to me.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times me and Brandy have been driving down a road with a bunch of cars on either side, and sure as shit, see a shadow running from like a yard through the cars like it's about to dart out in front of the cars, and there's nothing there.
Ooh.
It's happened to us like maybe 6 times. One in particular that I remember in Tuscaloosa where we both like braced for impact.
Yeah. That's exactly what this was too, because I was like, oh shit, I'm fixing to hit this guy.
Like there's no way around it. That dude was darting in front of me and it was over.
That's insane. But you both saw it.
We both like I stopped the car and she was like, oh my God, I thought somebody was running out in front of us. And I was like, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, it's always like you always have validation when you have others with you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the original, I guess one of the first stories of this is 2 groups of people who saw the same thing, who told the same story.
Yep.
So you had the 5, I don't remember if it's 5 or 6 gravediggers, and then you had the 2 couples.
Which both of those situations were in a little bit of different locations because the gravediggers were kind of on the other side of town and the 2 couples were in the township of TNT.
Right. The gravedigger story came out later, and people have like put out like, oh, they came out with the story so they could say they're the first sighting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there weren't like additional sightings so much in that town, which was across the river, as there was in the town where the couples were.
Yeah, in TNT. And the fact that the bridge blew up between sort of the 2 places or whatever.
Yeah. And then there's another story about this guy who like heard a commotion and like his TV like flickers to like static. And he's like, well, that's weird. And then like he hears a commotion again outside, and he goes outside and his dog goes out there and runs after this thing, and he sees the eyes and he sees the thing there, and then he sees the thing take off, and then he never sees his dog again.
Damn.
Right?
Dude, bring my dog back, you dang old Mothman, you son of a bitch.
So what I guess people think that Mothman is a prophecy of doom coming.
That's interesting how it became that.
Right.
Because none of the stuff in the beginning had anything to do with that.
Yeah. But what did it have anything to do with?
Well, just that it was, I mean, technically speaking, the people in that town believed that there was a creature that was born out of the warehouses that they were making the nuclear bombs in, which shut down the day we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. And they said that there were like 8 or 9 buildings out there, and there was one building that no pigeons would ever land on. And they said that that was where the Mothman came from, that he lived in that building.
That's interesting. That is an interesting story. We talked a little bit earlier about how there are other races or other like entities involved in the story, and there's several stories of like Men in Black showing up in town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, it's interesting you say that, because I was thinking, you know how we were talking about cryptids per place?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that West Virginia has so many freaking cryptids?
Yes.
They have the Rendlesham. Then they have the oh man, I can't remember the alien's name now. They describe it as like a big-headed thing with like a gown and these tentacly arms. Oh.
Is that the one that gave the gun to Danny Glover?
Yes.
I did see that. That was good.
It was good. It was racist, but it was good.
Wow, that was my favorite part of The Godfather.
Yeah. All movies have that part in it.
It does. A lot of people don't know that or have any idea what we're talking about.
But that's okay, because Danny Glover knows it, and I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah, he's loving it because he got a lot of guns.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies.
Okay. I remember what it was. The Flatwoods Monster. That's the alien.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Then you have the Devil Dogs, which are known from that area. You have the Thunderbirds, which came from that area. You have the Sheep Squatch that came from that area. And you have the Mothman. And all of those are, maybe not the Sheep Squatch, but all the other ones of those are like super well-known cryptids.
Yeah, and it's weird that you mentioned Thunderbirds, because that's not even an area for Thunderbirds. Like, Thunderbirds are mostly the Southwest, Arizona, Nevada. That's where you see your Thunderbirds. But I got to tell you, man, we lived in D.C. for a while, and I'm convinced, and my children are convinced, that we were followed by a Thunderbird one time. Matt? Okay.
So I mean, it's weird, because the thing about the Thunderbirds, that the Thunderbird is also associated with the Bell Witch thing, which is weird, because after they saw the dog we talked about yesterday, they saw a Thunderbird.
Oh, wow. I'm not familiar with that part of the story.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
It is. It definitely is.
Because again, it's not known for in those parts.
That like reminds me of two things. Like, one, how Skinwalker had like every cryptid, like Skinwalker Ranch, right? And I guess I should say Skinwalker Ranch and not just Skinwalker.
Yes.
And then the other thing too is this recurring thing that's becoming more and more common of when there's Bigfoot sightings, at the same time there's UFO sightings.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's also like, there's so many different things that I think that if you see something you can't explain, and you're with a group of people, they're not going to see the same thing as you.
That's fair.
Proven time and time again throughout forensics investigation that you could have a whole room full, they'll all see, they will not see the same thing that they all saw.
Yeah.
And that sometimes they'll all tell the same lie. Like, they'll have video footage of what happened, and everybody will agree with this one fact. And it was just, nothing, it never happened. It was just something that was irrelevant that everybody caught on, that stuck to, you know what I mean? And stuck into their story.
Yeah. That's neat, because, part of my job is to do investigations and like accident investigations. And as I'm doing those and doing the interviews, I'll get a story, and those people have gotten together, and that's their story. And then when I interview them independently, oh, there's a different story.
Yeah, a very different story, I'm sure.
Things come to light.
But I would even go as far to say that no matter how many people you have in a place, the only way to get the actual story is to have a video camera.
Okay.
Because perception is always like seen through your concepts.
Yeah, and the only thing that I'll say about that, Matt, is that we have a photograph of Nessie that we have argued, and there's video of the Patterson Gimli Bigfoot that's also arguable.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But it's not arguable to say that if I record someone saying you're a douchebag, that would be arguable.
That's fair.
So when it comes to like proving whether or not something is real in footage, yeah, I get that there's still that thing to it.
Right.
But suffice to say, if there was no footage of Bigfoot, it wouldn't even be a question.
That's fair. And I think to your point, we have this footage that like the Patterson Gimli of Bigfoot, and Patterson can't say, "Well, I saw a Bigfoot out there," and then Gimli say, "I'm pretty sure it was a vampire."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, let's look at the footage. That is a hairy vampire.
Oh, it's a hairy vampire. We're both right.
Yeah, that's Mothman. Wait a minute. I don't know of any photographs of Mothman or video of Mothman.
Yeah, me neither. Just hand drawings and stuff like that.
Yeah, but in the same way that aliens kind of have a similar look, I guess one race of aliens have a similar look across many accounts, across many different areas. The same is true of Mothman.
Do you mean like the gray aliens, the big-headed, big-eyed aliens?
Yeah.
But that being said, there is video of aliens that look like that. Now, it is easy to say that it is possible bullshit, but there is still video.
Yeah, I just listened to a fantastic podcast about a hoax that was perpetrated that showed those aliens and how they did it, and I was blown away by how much they were able to accomplish. And even when they came out and said it was fake, they couldn't even prove that it was fake because they had done such a good job.
Was it that family that was held hostage in their house?
No, this was the alien autopsy film.
Do you remember there's a really good, I'm sure, I don't know if it's BS or not, that came out where a family is being like held in their house by greys.
Wow. Were they?
It is terrifying.
Were those greys allergic to water?
No. Damn you and you got to get one every 4 episodes.
I'm so sorry. It just happened that way.
So anyways, in other news, Disney. Throw mine out there too.
There's not a Disney alien.
That's true.
Oh wait, is Snitch an alien? What's an alien?
Technically, Aliens is owned by Disney.
Oh wow, it is now, right?
Yeah, so there is an Aliens. It's Aliens.
There's a ton of them. So the Mothman, alien?
Who knows?
What's interesting about the Mothman story, and it just occurred to me, prior to these two incidents that happened in West Virginia, I don't know any other story about a creature that looks just like that or appears just like that.
True.
So, is this another one of the new cryptids?
I mean, as per 20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the new cryptids aren't even really cryptids anymore, technically.
That's fair.
Now they're SCPs, sort of.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The SCPs, I think those are written and those are like, hey, these are these are stories that we're just telling, whereas the cryptids are not people who are like part of that culture that are like, hey, this is what I saw.
So what do you think about Slender Man?
I think Slender Man was a story that was written and it was intended to be like a spooky story, the same as like the Russian experiment and Siren Head.
But wouldn't you consider those the new cryptids?
No, I guess when I say new cryptids, I mean ones that we didn't have prior to the 1900s.
Well, again, they all fit that bill.
But are there people that are like seeing Slender Man in the woods that don't
There's
know
a
the Slender
there's
Man
a group
story?
of girls that literally tried to murder a girl because of Slender Man. How much more real does that get?
Okay, I see your point.
I would say with Slender Man especially, Marble Hornet started it, but it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I would consider Slender Man one of the new cryptids. I don't know I like Siren Head and all that SCP stuff. That's cool. But they, like you said, they don't sell it like this is real. But Slender Man, dude, very real.
Would you consider Momo that?
Momo is known why Momo exists. Everybody knows what is with Momo. Everybody knows the story. It was just a Japanese artist that made this thing, and somebody thought it looked creepy as hell, so they made up the Momo story. The guy who made up Momo story even said that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little bit different because even though Marble Hornets was like, yeah, this is just all a gaff, it found its own footing. And there are more stories about Slender Man that have nothing to do with Marble Hornets.
Yeah. I guess they all of these things tie into this recurring nightmare that you and I discuss, in that there's nothing out there that's real, or that, I guess, our fear and our belief in it is what creates it, because we create the world
Yes,
around us.
definitely.
So we can believe it into being. And I'm excited to do the Bell Witch episode, because I believe that's a great example of believing something into tangibility.
I agree, but it's also one of the only hauntings on the books that led to death.
Fair.
So, I mean, it's one of the few, like I always tell people, don't be afraid of ghosts. Ghosts can't hurt you, blah, 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 blah. Don't be afraid of the paranormal. In the Bell Witch case, there was a death, and it is associated to the Bell Witch.
All right. Interesting. So, let me just ask you this. Do you believe in Mothman?
I to tell you the honest to God truth, I don't believe in anything until I see it. But I believe that there is a possibility that everything is true.
I like your answer, Matt, and I have a surprise for you. Mothman, are you there?
Oh my God, Dad! Dad, you're real?
Squeak, 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 squeak.
I always wondered why he would never be around when the lights are off.
He leaves every night.
It's like, I thought he just went roaming the night because he liked flying around the street lights.
Yeah, my dad left when I was really young. He was like, hey, I'm going out for some wool sweaters. So possible?
Definitely possible.
Yeah, I think there's enough stories that...
Well, look, you know how you said the idea of like how belief dictates the fear. And when we talked about that on that episode, we talked about how you can create a fear into something like something that helps you. The Mothman is a great example of that.
Okay.
Because it started off as, oh, I'm being chased by the Mothman. Oh, there's this crazy thing. And then it turned into, hey, man, he's trying to warn us something bad's about to happen. Pay attention to him. And then it turned into, this town is literally thriving because of the myth of the Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what we were talking about in the fear episode.
Has ice sharks helped us?
I have not gotten over the ice shark.
Please don't bring that up.
Yeah, exactly. Less people need to think that our sharks are real, honestly.
Yeah, they're fake, guys. Hey.
Fake as hell. Fake. There's no such thing as an eye shark. We're kidding.
Yeah.
How
Hey guys, what a good joke, right? Ice sharks? That's not real.
stupid is that? Rotten Reviews is dumb.
Accurate statement.
Accurate. I still agree with that statement.
Too. Mm. Cool, man. Well, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about with the Mothman?
No, I think we covered it more than we've actually talked about any other subject that we've tried.
Yeah, we sure.
Well, there are other great encounter stories, but we might deal with those on other episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in so much. I know that you tune in for nothing but the facts, and that's all we are striving to give you.
And also, we would like to apologize to everyone for how our sound tends to be on some of these episodes. And we just want to thank you for soldiering through. I don't know why you like to listen to us or why you put up with our shenanigans, but we love you for it. And remember, going into your day to day, you can do this. You're a badass. Because if you listen to us, you got to be a damn good person.
Solid stuff right there. I believe that.
We love you guys. Stay rotten.
Have a rotten morning.